What's up everyone, welcome back to a brand new video. During the last part, we saw Gohan's potential unleashed. The same problems that Goku had as a kid are now apparent in Gohan. And on top of that, Goku realized that he might not even have a challenge in the universe. On one hand, that's a good thing. It means he doesn't have to worry about any threats coming to Earth. But on the other hand, he's not going to have anyone to challenge himself against. Someone to keep him motivated. And someone to have fun with. So where can he go now? That's what we'll be covering and more in this part. For this video, let's set a like goal of 3,500 likes. Once we hit that, I'll continue with another part of this series. Anyways, let's pick it from here. After that display of power from Gohan and Goku, of course, Vegeta and Nappa are flabbergasted. It's odd because first they were coming here with the intent of killing Goku, and now they realize that's completely impossible. They just wiped out Frieza with pretty much no effort at all, and it wasn't even Goku that did it, it was Gohan. It was an accident actually when you look at it, and that absolutely freaks Vegeta and Nappa out. These two aren't just Super Saiyans, they're something else, and it's concerning. But Vegeta and Nappa still do want to learn about Super Saiyan. The fact that Gohan got it means that it's not just Goku that's one of them. Of course, maybe Super Saiyan is something that's genetic and that's why Gohan has it, because he is Goku's son. But that also leaves the possibility of Super Saiyan being inherent to all Saiyans actually. And there's only one way to find out if that's true. Train for it. Try and figure out the secret to unlocking Super Saiyan. Of course, Goku and Gohan are completely different from any other Saiyans that they've seen before. But they could look at the scenarios that caused them to transform. Intense anger, just intense emotion in general. That seems to be the key. And they've decided they're going to stay here on Earth. Of course, the group doesn't trust them at all. But ultimately, it's up to Goku to decide what to do with them. The humans can't defeat these two Saiyans. So even if they wanted to, they're powerless against them. But Goku definitely can. And that reassures them. If Vegeta and Nappa do act up somehow, Goku and even Gohan can definitely defeat them. And if Goku says it's okay for them to be here, then they're fine with it. Goku definitely will keep them in check too. Vegeta and Nappa can't really do anything. Just as the humans are aware of Goku's power against them, Vegeta and Nappa know that they shouldn't act out against Goku. But more importantly, he's focused on controlling Gohan's power, and he knows exactly where to take it, a place where he was before. The Room of Spirit and Time. There is a bit of an issue with this. Goku's been in the Room of Spirit and Time for over a year by now. At least before when he was training with Kami. He only really has a few months of time left in there, at least until Kami upgrades it if that's possible. But luckily for him, he doesn't really need much more time. Even if he and Gohan are only in there half a year, it should be more than enough. Exactly the amount of time they need. It'll allow Goku to get stronger, and it'll help him control Gohan's power too. Most importantly, he's going to help Gohan get a grasp on Super Saiyan, something that he initially had issues with. But now that he knows more about it and the fact that he went through this exact thing himself, it should be a lot easier. Unlike Goku, Gohan's not going to be going through this alone. He has help. And it's not just help from some outside force like Kami, it's someone who went through the exact same thing he had. The two of them spent some time in there. And it's imperative that they do this because if they don't, Gohan can explode with anger at any time. Of course, this training does help Goku a lot, getting a lot stronger as he tries to ascend Super Saiyan somehow. He's already practiced enough with it and he wants to see if he can go beyond it. But of course, his focus isn't only on that. A lot of time is spent controlling Gohan's power, not only improving him as a fighter, but improving his access to Super Saiyan. First, Goku teaches him to access it at will, and this significantly helps with him controlling it. Now it's not just going to happen with random outbursts of anger, it happens when Gohan wants to summon that power. And with Gohan being able to use this power at will, he can train with Goku as long as he wants. With both of their insane growths, Gohan encounters strides in power that Goku had too. He's eventually able to master Super Saiyan pretty quickly, which this isn't really that outlandish especially considering the scenario here. Like in the main story, 1 year in the Room of Spirit and Time was enough for Gohan to not only get Super Saiyan, but master it too. And in this scenario, he has more potential and he already had Super Saiyan to begin with. This is probably one of the most tame things so far in the series. But that also begs the question, with how great both of their potentials are, I feel like it's safe to say that they're not just going to master Super Saiyan here. Well, Goku already has, but with him aiming to go above it, and with Gohan mastering it so quickly, I think it is definitely within the realm of possibility that they discover a power beyond Super Saiyan. Beyond grade 4 of normal Super Saiyan, Goku gets something new. An evolution in power that he didn't know existed, but he suspected it existed. Now he has that confirmation. This is what he'll call Super Saiyan 2. A significant increase in power from regular Super Saiyan, but not a significant change in how he looks. But there's also another thing at the back of Goku's mind, something that he's not really going to address now, but he's been kind of concerned about for a while. Gohan has a tail still, just like Goku. Of course, Goku hasn't had to worry about Great Ape in so long. They simply just stay out of the moonlight, but they feel like at this point, they can't just live like that. They either have to get rid of their tails or find some way to master Great Ape. Yeah, it might be a step back in terms of power, but think about it. Imagine if an accident were to happen where somehow they were exposed to moonlight. Who would be able to stop either of them? If one of them turns to a great ape in a blind rampage, that'll be the end of them, their friends, and probably Earth as a whole. But like I said, Goku's not going to address that just yet. He's only kind of concerned about it right now, and he'd rather just keep that in the back of his mind. So, besides Goku and Gohan, what else is happening? Well, Vegeta still ends up with Bulma. I mean, come on, how could I not do that? And as for Nappa, he's just there. We don't need to set everyone up with someone. Nappa's fine with being a bachelor, just like Yamcha. The two of them probably bond over this too. But more importantly, Vegeta and Nappa are focused on getting Super Saiyan. So they are doing their normal training, but on top of that, they're trying to learn as much as they can from Goku, who just now learned a new evolution of Super Saiyan. Great, they're incredibly far behind. So they know it comes from intense emotions, but Goku also describes how it feels to transform. And yeah, maybe if these guys were Universe 6 Saiyans that were just gifted a bunch of S cells, this would work for them, but no, they don't have that luxury. And even if we did go with the S cells explanation, they wouldn't really qualify for that. But that's besides the point. They do have one idea though, the Room of Spirit and Time. Just like Goku and Gohan did, they decide to enter in there. And it's not like Super Saiyan's gonna come easily to them. But with how intense the Room of Spirit and Time is, especially the deeper they go into it, it helps them with their training. And every day, they try and make a little bit more progress, trying to go deeper into the Room of Spirit and Time, basically torturing themselves. And at some point, out of necessity, right when they're due to exit, the two of them are finally able to unlock Super Saiyan, but they don't have a control in it. It was out of necessity, but now they know what it feels like, and they know they could probably tap into it again. They don't need to train in here forever, they can train back on the outside. It's a huge development, and the two exit, now proud to be Super Saiyans. Meanwhile, Raditz is in hell, basically just missing out on everything and screaming. No one thinks to revive him, there's no reason to. And everyone's a Super Saiyan besides him. He continues molding, but nobody cares. And yeah, everyone training is great and all, but there's still other developments going on. I mean, the villains aren't just going to be sitting there doing nothing. Jiro, for example, he's still working on something. His project is going to be very different this time though. He doesn't even work on the other androids. Instead, he focuses on Cell specifically, trying to speed him up. Cell is going to be so strong that he decides it's best to focus all his efforts on him. 17, 18, they don't even become a thing. It's too much effort to kidnap people and turn them into cyborgs against their will. Why not just work on this guy? Jiro is going to speed up the process of Cell's development. Although there is one drawback. He doesn't know if Cell could truly attain perfection. Cell was born imperfect to begin with, but at least in the main story he had the other two androids to rely on. Here, Cell's full potential is never realized because Jiro never bothers to perfect him. Cell is basically a framework of what he should be, and at some point, he is awoken, much earlier than normal, although he resents his creator. He realizes he could have been so much more. He could have been truly perfect. Sure, he's incredibly powerful as is, but now he has to go on this journey himself to become perfect, try and figure out a way to find perfection somehow, and he has no idea of where to start. And Jiro thinks that Cell's gonna be under his control, but with the amount of power Cell has, and the resentment he holds towards Jiro, that's not happening. Jiro is immediately killed, and Cell is now ready to terrorize the world. Think about how strong he'd be here. He has all of Goku and Frieza's potential, not to mention everyone else on Earth basically. But this still isn't enough for him, because he knows he could have been much more than this. But he knows one thing certain, even if he's not perfect yet, he's gonna pursue Goku. Maybe if he steals power right from the source of the strongest person he could think of, that could help him achieve perfection. Him, Gohan. Hell, even though they're weaker, Vegeta and Nappa too, he could steal some from them. They'll make great snacks at worst, but at best, it could lead him down towards the path to perfection. At first, he starts by attacking a random city, absorbing all the people there. Sure, they make for nice treats, but they don't really add too much to his power. He continues on this feeding frenzy, and he does see a marginal increase in strength, but it's not really enough. This is mainly just to satiate his appetite. But also it does serve another purpose, drawing out Goku and Gohan, having them directly come to him instead. I mean, it's the perfect plan, and it's less work for him. It's a win-win because he doesn't have to seek out Goku, which wouldn't really be too hard in the first place, and he gets some snacks in the meantime. Of course, at some point though, Goku's gonna sense Cell's power. If not that, he's gonna hear about these cities just randomly having people disappearing, and he's gonna wanna check it out. Oh yeah, little side note, no heart virus here. I'm not gonna do that. Like I said at the beginning of the scenario, it's gonna be a bit outlandish to begin with, so I'm gonna have fun with it. And what won't be fun is trying to figure out a way to work around this and include another timeline. So yeah, full disclosure, I'm simply just gonna choose to ignore it here. Anyways, Goku and Cell stare each other down. Cell's elated, but Goku has no idea of who this guy is. He's a bit concerned though. His energy feels strange, almost familiar in a way. And he wonders why Cell is so happy to see him. Cell explains who he is and why he's here. And Goku can see now, the reason Cell's energy feels like that, the reason he's as strong as he is, could he actually be as powerful as he seems? If he's genetically engineered to be stronger and kill Goku, and the fact that he does have Goku's DNA in general, that means he could potentially be a challenge for Goku. On one hand, Goku is excited at this prospect. He's always wanted to fight someone strong like this, someone that would actually be a challenge to him, but on the other hand, he thinks about it. Goku recognizes his power, his immense potential, and he realizes, if Cell is actually as strong as he seems, will he actually stand a chance against him? And beyond that, if he loses, who would be able to stop Cell? It seems like there's no way around this. There's only one thing to do now, an all-out battle between Goku and Cell. This will be Goku's first real challenge, and not like Frieza, it's an actual challenge. Cell powers up, and in response, Goku goes into Super Saiyan 2 right away. He's not holding anything back. If Cell truly is as strong as he claims, he'll be able to handle this. And the two launch in towards each other. Goku feels an exhilarating battle spirit flare up within him. It's the first time he's been able to use Super Saiyan 2 in a fight, actually any transformation in general. He's used these forms before, but he's had to use them against Gohan as a training partner. Any other time he's used them, well, it was basically just to show off against someone like Vegeta. He's never actually successfully used them in combat for fun because it just ends everything in one shot. Here, he could actually fight. He could display this power at its full potential, actually use it what it was meant for, battle. And Goku also notices Cell might actually be a little bit ahead of him. But Goku is more so amazed by the fact that he can actually utilize his power for once. But he can't let that distract him. Of course, it's a huge development, but at the same time he has to consider what's happening here. Thankfully, Goku's not alone. He senses another power surging nearby. Gohan flies in. He sensed all this going on, wanted to check out who Goku was fighting. The fact that he was using Super Saiyan 2 was concerning, because who the hell could he be using it against? And Gohan sees his father's having the actual challenge. For once, they're gonna get to fight together at their full strength. And Goku looks to Gohan, asking if he's ready. And Gohan smiles, saying that he's been waiting for this, being able to use his power and fighting alongside his father. It's part of what they've been training towards for so long. It's a pivotal moment in both of their lives as fighters. And now, the real battle begins. Cell shows off more of his strength, but now that the two of them are facing him, he actually might have a challenge here. Of course, Cell's potential is immense, and as he fights, his growth is apparent. He would probably grow so quickly that even in the battle it's noticeable. And that lets Goku and Gohan realize they need to finish this as quick as they can. If they don't, Cell might grow too strong. And there's also another thing. Cell tries to absorb them, taking their power. If even one of them gets stabbed for just a little bit of time, Cell will take enough energy to become so strong that they won't be able to defeat him. And Goku turns to Gohan. So before they did train for Gohan to get Super Saiyan, but he was never able to help Gohan access Super Saiyan 2. And he tells Gohan, this is the opportunity. Use this as the catalyst. If he could turn into a Super Saiyan 2 right now, Cell will not be able to stop them. And together, they'll defeat this monster, winning the battle, having fun, and protecting Earth and their friends. Gohan realizes this, the responsibility to win here. And thankfully for the two of them, they are feeling intense emotion during this battle. Remember what I said, it's the first time they actually get to have a real fight like this. And the first time they're facing a real threat, a real challenge. It's basically unheard of for them. The two of them start losing ground. Cell begins getting ahead. There's no way they'll stop him. He'll become the perfect being. He'll steal their power and destroy everything here, becoming the strongest thing in the universe, completely unstoppable. But as he continues taunting them, Gohan's rage flares up. His determination to stop Cell. His determination to win. His Saiyan blood is pumping, and he needs to access this power. With an explosion of ki, he transforms, and Goku immediately recognizes this as Super Saiyan 2. And for a brief second he's elated, but it tells Gohan, in case the power is fleeting, now's the time to strike. Don't focus on the fact that he unlocked it. Instead, immediately use it. Channel that energy into a final attack. Gohan rushes into Cell, grabbing his tail, swinging him around and flinging him towards Goku. Cell's able to stop himself midair. But Goku didn't just sit there. He rushed towards Cell as well, kicking him right back towards Gohan. Gohan delivers an uppercut, sending Cell flying into the sky. Good, now he's away from the surface. The two of them stand together side by side. Mid-air, they each charge a Kamehameha. Cell looks down from above. Quickly, he charges his own, launching it right down at Earth and at Goku and Gohan. If they don't overpower it, not only will they die, but Earth will be destroyed. More of a reason for them to win here. With all their strength, they launch their beams. The father-son Kamehameha overpowers Cell's. Cell tries even more power, but there's nothing left. He curses Gero. This could have been avoided. He could have won. Had Jiro not been so hasty, noticing Goku's immense growth, he could have just taken his time and actually made Cell perfect, but no. He slipped up here, and Cell paid the price. That's the last thought going through his head as he gets erased by the father-son Kamehameha. Goku and Gohan power down, breathing heavily. That was their first challenge, and they won. They smile and start laughing together. This is where we'll leave off for now. So, what did you guys think about this part? What do you think is going to happen next time? Leave your thoughts in the comments below and I'll be sure to check them out to see what you guys think. As always, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like. And let's try to hit that like goal from the beginning of the video so we get another part of the series. If you haven't already, why not subscribe? As well as hitting the bell icon so you're notified about any future uploads on my channel, including more parts of the series or any other videos like this one. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.